This short clip is from my live trading room. You can engage directly with my fabulous team and me at LaDucTrading.com for all our research and trades. Or for just my daily live streams, you can access via YouTube memberships. All links are in the description. And I'm not surprised that this yen intervention Besant came in to do with euros is not bouncing strongly off that 155, but we're not really at risk of moving higher in what I call the reverse yen carry trade, where the dollar moves higher, is until or unless we can get and stay above that 160 again. So you see that trend line breakdown? So that is a nice start to a doji that says, nope, I'm not falling $155 yen. We're back inside the 200-day. And as you can see, the 200-day is still ascending. This is a lot of volatility on Besant selling euros to buy yen on that fateful Thursday, Friday. And lucky or good, we actually caught that live, which was hysterical. Anyway, point is, it has come back inside and the 200-day. So not a lot of risk on the VIX side in short duration. We do have the Qs hitting my price target, not if, but when, in my teacher's voice, of 735.77. So I've written about that for weeks and weeks and weeks, like literally weeks and weeks and weeks. Why? Because we had this dispersion unwind that I warned about on June 1st and then wrote about on June 2nd. Anyway, and then underneath the surface, we had this single stock dispersion unwind, and we came down to, I had three levels of short targets. Remember that? I had 682.77 with 676.73 with an overshoot to 664. We reached all three. And then we had short covering. And I said, as long as this candle right here stays above a close of the 10-week, we're good. And the trigger would be higher. We went level by level on these triggers. I said, first, we get back into 683. Then we move into 701. And then I said, it'll really get busy if we get above 70. Basically, this 701 will get really, really busy. And we did. We reached all these daily price targets. And this was the intraday. We had not reached it yet. And the last post I did on that level, I think it was July 4th. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We're here. Now we have to get above this to really start taking off. And that's the level that is going to be a little bit more work. I'm going to say a little bit more work. But you can see what's happening with South Korea. The EWY has also stabilized, and it pushed and closed above this 174, which is important. It's above the 10-week. That's bullish. You can see what happened with Micron. We also came down short into that 780, and then we closed above the 10-week last week, which is bullish. And you can see we made it perfectly into my price target. I gave 976 as a price target, and we hit it perfectly. Stayed there a little bit. Now we're above. Same thing with SanDisk. I gave this absolutely not if, but when 1189. Perfect. Overshot it, came back in, formed an evening star reversal. I said, this is really important, right? We have to get and stay above, very important, this 1463, and we did. We not only closed above 1463, that's the green means go, right? It's a morning star reversal, but it's also the 10-week. So obviously SanDisk is also moving higher. So you got the memory plays, you got the photonics, you got the semi plays. NVIDIA is of course all the rage. Even if it's moved slowly, it had a huge expansion candle. Very, very lovely. And then you have a podcast, if anyone knows, All In Podcast, and they had Gavin Baker on, and oh my goodness, is he bullish SpaceX? Like not a little bit bullish, massively bullish SpaceX. It's, I think, 40% or 42% of his hedge fund holdings. Big, big, big position in concentration risk in SpaceX. He's also extraordinarily bullish on NVIDIA. In some ways, he says NVIDIA is kind of becoming the central bank of AI. Scary. I mean, there's already a godlike complex on him. But anyway, Federal Reserve of AI is literally what he said. Sachs talks about yes, 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 until they're going to securitize and package it up and all that memorandum of understanding stuff with the big, big banks. That's basically what they're doing, like with mortgages. That's your cautionary tale that Michael Burry keeps reminding. So anyway, we have a lot of excitement in forward earnings being pulled forward. We've got a lot of CAPEX spending, and we've got a lot of paper gains. And in one particular, I want to highlight this. Amazon came down a little bit, and you can see it popping pre-market. Druckenmiller, for those who follow, he's positioning very strongly in Amazon. And Amazon is one of those where I think is going to be chased and maybe even turns into a swing. But Morgan Stanley came out this weekend and put a $500, we're talking double here, $500 price target on basically AWS, the Amazon cloud, to be 6 times larger than its current 170 billion annualized expected revenues, right? On the road to 1 trillion of revenues over the next 8 to 10 years. So when I say 500 as a bull case bet by Morgan Stanley, they are looking out over the next decade. But long story short, they expect the price target, if everything goes well, in other words, bringing on compute capacity right now, if everything goes well, they're going to bring on 6 to 8 gigawatts of compute capacity in 2026, 2027 that will make this stock be valued at $500 a share. So by end of 2027, that's like a year and a few months, a year and a half. So, this is a very bullish backdrop that you've got with the NVIDIA bulls, the Gavin Baker bulls, the SpaceX bulls, the Amazon bulls, the Google bulls. Anyway, we have also my warning here that dollar is really, really at the heart of this as it relates to devaluation. Basent really wants this lower dollar, higher yen. That helps trade balance. It helps equity, inflation. So this is really a thing. It's still a thing. But let's just go to the heat map since I wanted to highlight the Amazon, the NVIDIA. Google also is operating leverage in full, not a little bit, but a huge operating leverage for Amazon and Google to have their ownership right now, paper equity gains in Anthropic and others, OpenAI, SpaceX, all that stuff, and to have CAPEX expense being treated as revenue in forward earnings. Okay, lots can go wrong, but the point is they still have control of an operating leverage boom, which is why they are getting so bullish as it relates to the street and or Druckenmiller and or podcast gurus. The point is we still have a backdrop of big picture. The AI trade is not done. Keep your eyes open for on swing trades, the Amazon with a lot of expectations higher into 2027, a doubling of price by Morgan Stanley, and a Druckenmiller position of size. And I would also say SpaceX with the Gavin Baker extravaganza, 42% concentration risk, and also Musk coming out this weekend and saying that AI is going to be the most profitable part of their entire ecosystem, more profitable and a faster revenue grower than robots, than rockets, than, I don't even know what else. Starlink, that's it. He has basically announced that he is in the hyperscaler competition business.
Join Club to trade with Samantha. Scan this QR code or click the link in the description.